Hello, my name is John, and welcome to Pedaling Past 60. Today I have the great opportunity of meeting up with Benny Foltz of Heartland Bike Share. Heartland Bike Share is something I've been curious about for the longest time, and so I had the great opportunity fall in my lap to where I could meet the executive director of Heartland Bike Share, Benny Foltz, and he is going to tell us a little bit about Heartland Bike Share, tell us a little bit about how to rent one of these bikes, these shared bikes here at one of the many stations in Omaha. Then we're going to go over some of the features of the bikes, and then hopefully there's enough time left in the busy day to where we can go for a quick ride through Memorial Park and then back to the station and dock. Well, that's it. Let's get going. This is glorious weather for bike riding.
This is the peak.
Yep.
I could ride all day.
So hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm here with Benny from Heartland Ride Share. Is that what the name of?
Heartland Bike Share.
Heartland Bike Share.
Heartland Bike Share is a 501c3 local nonprofit operator of the bike share systems across the Omaha Metro. We're at the bike share station on 62nd and Dodge, but we have over 85 of these stations throughout the metro, and they are all Class 1 electric pedal assist bikes as of this year.
That's great.
Yeah.
So no classic bikes any longer at these stations, is that right?
That's correct. We relaunched in April as an all-electric bike share program, and we're one of the first in the country to do that.
That's really cool. And so I guess we should probably start from the start with the app, but I do have a couple questions.
Oh yeah,
already.
absolutely.
But like if I check out from here as a recreation cyclist, do I have to bring it right back to this station, or can I take it to any of your stations?
You can take it to any. So the great thing about bike share is you share that bike, you check it out from this station, you certainly can return it to this station, but you can return it to any of the other 80 plus stations throughout the metro.
But Heartland's really more of a transportation idea, isn't it?
Well, bike share started, in the city over 13 years ago.
Oh.
And it was more recreation and exercise.
Okay.
There were just 4 or 5 stations in Exarban.
Okay.
But we have evolved to become a public transit operator of bicycles.
Right. Have you ever taken one of these on an Orbit?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Big fan of Orbit. We partner with Orbit. That's why we have a station right here at this Orbit stop, and we have bike share stations at or near almost every Orbit stop right now.
So if I wanted to, or if I got tired, I could jump on an Orbit with the bike and bring it back to the station.
You certainly can. The bikes do weigh 55 pounds, and
Right.
you have to lift up the front part of the bike to hang it on the hook inside Orbit. But what I've tried to do is strategically place the station so you don't have to do that.
Okay.
So you could dock it here, take Orbit to whatever station you want to go to, and then get off, and there would ideally be a bike share station at or near that Orbit stop.
That's very cool.
Yeah. The trips do allow you for 60 minutes.
Okay.
Anything beyond 60 minutes, you accrue overages at $5 an hour.
Right.
So ideally, you would dock the bike, get on the Orbit, and then get off. But if the situation arose that you needed to do that, you certainly can.
Okay, that's great. All right, so let's look at the app together.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do I have the right app?
You do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so should I unlock right here?
Yes.
Okay, unlock.
Yeah.
It's found us.
Yep. And so you can see there's a 2 on the map, and that means there's 2 bikes available.
Right.
And then there's down here you see 1 and 4. That means there's a bike in dock 1 and a bike in dock 4 behind you.
Okay, so we're at 1 and there's 4.
Yep. What we always suggest is, so you get to choose between those bikes. We always suggest to check the battery first. So you turn it on up here. This bike right now has 4 out of 5 bars and a range of 19 miles. So that's yeah. And we'll go ahead and look at this one over here, the other option. And this has actually 5 bars, which is great, and 21-mile range. So really, we could check out any of them.
Sure.
We'll start on this one.
Okay.
And so you would tap the bike that you want. Which,
so I'm 1.
Yep.
All right. Arthritic thumbs, don't fail me now.
Okay. Here's a little tutorial, because I don't think you're not a member yet, correct?
That is correct. This is my first time out here.
So there's a quick tutorial that just popped up that I encourage everyone to go through, especially if you're a new rider.
Okay.
It'll talk briefly about how to check out the bike. Make sure you return the bike. You don't get to keep the bike overnight or anything, right? This is bike share.
Right.
And it also talks a little bit about the app.
Right. So we don't want to leave this in the middle of a sidewalk.
That's correct. We're not a dock-less
Right.
micromobility option like the
Okay.
scooters in town are.
Right.
Most bike share now is a dock-based program, so you have to
Right.
return the bike to a dock.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If I was a student at UNO, I think I would want to take a class here, jump on this, ride over to the other campus on the other side of Pacific Street. Is there any place to dock over there?
Oh yeah. We have 3 stations on the Peter Hewitt Institute or near there, and then we
Okay.
have 4 more inside the Exarban area.
Yeah.
So we have plenty of options on both campuses.
Right. So
And
even if you had the overages, it's still cheaper than a car.
it's significant. And more fun, and you get exercise, and it's greener and more sustainable.
Okay, I love all that. All right. Well, great. Okay, so I guess we should go. I guess I should undock this.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
I want to see your tutorial. Go ahead and
Okay.
if you want to go, I think it's on yours is a droid, so I think you swipe it like.
Okay.
Or is there-
got it?
There we
Okay.
go. Okay, so now unlock an electric. So go ahead and hit done. Unlock the bike.
Unlocking the bike for us.
So you have a membership.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say I did not?
Yeah, I will. Maybe I misheard you.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So
Excellent.
So we've got the bike off the dock. It beeped at us, and we just pulled it out. Looks like we're ready to go.
Yeah, I did have to wake the dock up, as you
Okay.
can see here. Press to wake up. So after you hit the unlock button on the app, then you just press the dock
Sure.
to wake it up.
And then the magic happened.
And that's a very important step that I should have had you record.
Right.
And now you can see the option comes up to track my trips, which we encourage everybody to do. It helps me get data, which then in return gets more funding, ideally.
Okay.
So
Okay.
go ahead and, if you are okay with it, hit track my trips. And then there we go. And then the screen just reminds you, enjoy your ride. Don't leave the bike unattended, but make sure to return the bike.
That's great. I will return the bike, I promise. Okay. All right. Well, that's terrific. I think the next step is for me to go for a ride, right?
Yep, absolutely. So I'll talk a little bit about the bike.
Sure.
This is a Class 1 electric pedal assist bike. So the motor only engages when you pedal.
Okay.
It only provides the assist when you pedal. There's no throttle on this.
Okay.
Okay. It's a Bosch Active Line,
Right.
which is one of the best for e-bikes right now available, which includes a Bosch e-bike battery on the back.
Okay.
My team swaps those batteries out every day.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about charging the battery or anything like that.
All right.
If the battery is dead, just pick a different bike.
All right.
It has a step-through frame, so you can get on the bike very easily.
Right.
Okay. Kickstand. All these bikes are the same too. It's got a quick release lever to adjust the saddle height. You know, we always encourage you to set it to your hip height. So I'd go like right there. Okay, it's got a basket that you can put bags in or what have you.
Yep.
It's got a dynamo hub on the front, which turns on the lights automatically no matter what. So as soon as you start pedaling, the lights turn on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about the lights. On the front of the bike, it's normal US brake, so the right is the rear brake, the left is the front brake. It's a 3-speed internal hub, so you can shift anytime you want.
Okay.
We encourage you to start in 1, and then
Sure.
if you want to go faster, shift into 2, and then
All
3.
right.
You can put your phone in this nifty spot.
All right.
There's my 1-year-old.
All right.
And then go ahead and twist this one. You gotta, here, let me hold your phone, or I'll do it for you.
Okay.
And that's the bell.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Yep. And then before you start to pedal, you always want to turn it on.
Sure.
As you can see, then the screen turns on. And then so once you have your saddle height, you want to make sure it's safe before you pedal.
Absolutely.
And then you just take off. And you can feel it engage right away.
Yeah.
And then when your trip is done, you can put it right back in any dock. The dock will beep at you.
All righty.
And then if you have the notifications turned on your phone, you'll actually get a message saying that your trip has ended.
Right.
That closes your trip out. And if you wanted, you could just take out another bike or the same bike.
Okay.
You know, so if you were approaching at 60 minutes and you wanted to start the counter over,
Right.
you could just dock it and then undock it, and then you
Okay.
got 60 more minutes.
Really?
Uh-huh.
All right, pro tip. I love it. Very good. All right, so I guess it's go for a ride time.
Okay, let's do it.
Here we go. This is a true step through. I love it.
Yeah, so these are actually Trek bikes,
Okay.
this is very similar to their Verve 3
Okay.
e-bike. I don't know if you're familiar with their line of bikes.
I've looked at a little bit. They've really been very helpful. I drive a Magnum Metro bike, and they've been really great about helping me with the service.
Oh, nice.
They're very friendly.
Which at the Midtown store at the
Right there
76
on Jones Street.
Yeah.
All right.
Morning.
Good morning.
You're good. Beautiful morning. Lots of people out, going to work, running, biking. All right, going over the bridge.
All right.
So if you want,
Whoa, I did it.
you did it. All right. You got it in gear one still?
Well, I downshifted to 1. I was
Perfect.
ghost pedaling a little bit down Dodge, so I put it in 3 and figured that out.
And this is a steep bridge.
It
so-
really is, but it's handling it admirably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most roads aren't that steep. All right, I'm gonna slow down. We're gonna turn left and then left.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have over 400 of these, and we do an inspection or a check over, we call it.
Right.
You know, every 3 to 4 weeks on every single bike. And then we do a complete overhaul once a year.
Woo.
So are you in gear 1?
Yeah.
You may have to back pedal just real quick and then go forward.
There it is.
Yeah. Another pro tip.
Another pro tip.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
one thing about an internal hub is sometimes it won't catch it right away. And
Uh-huh.
you just do a little.
Well, this is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I mean that's also a pretty steep hill that we just crushed while being able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll pick up some speed here.
All right. I always scream whoopaloo.
Woo!
Whoopaloo!
Whoopaloo! So my organization's parent name is called Roam.
Okay.
R-O-A-M.
Uh-huh.
Roam Share, actually.
Right.
And Roam Share oversees 3 different bike share programs across Nebraska and Iowa. And Heartland Bike Share is one of those.
Okay.
But I also have Bike Link, or Bike L&K in Lincoln,
Okay.
that I operate. I got a team there and a shop there. And then Valentine Bike Share in Valentine, Nebraska.
All righty.
And that's just one station. Good morning. Hi.
Morning. Have you, my son lives in Lincoln,
Oh, okay.
and I've been trying to talk him into an e-trike. He won't do it, but I told him I think there's a really nice protected lane down there.
Oh
Have
my
you-
gosh. Best in the state.
Is it
Hands
really?
down. The N cycle track.
Okay.
It's incredible. It has its own dedicated street lights for
Oh.
bicyclists.
Wow. Okay.
It's got I mean, pedestrians are on the sidewalk. Wheeled users, mainly bicycles, it seems like, are on the cycle track and then roads, and it's protected from the motor vehicles by an elevated curb, like
Right.
an actual curb, not bollards or anything. And it's great. It's a safe place to try and ride the city.
I think most people would ride more if they felt safer, and if in the wintertime, if they kept the paths a little cleaner, it'd be great too. I think they'd see a huge increase in ridership if they just commit to something like that, even if it was just one test track from downtown to 72nd or something.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. So the number one reason, according to our bike share survey, why people don't ride is safety.
Right. Yeah.
And that has been the same answer year over year.
Right.
And how do you make it safer? By adding more infrastructure.
Right.
So the city's doing definitely a better job of putting more paint on the ground, adding more bike lanes.
Yeah.
We have the Harney Street Bikeway.
It's wonderful. I super appreciate that.
Yep. And hopefully we'll start to see even more of all of that. We have bike share stations, like I said, at most the orbit stops, which includes 72nd and Dodge.
Right.
And 77th and Dodge, but there's no bicycle infrastructure there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I work at 69th and Cass, so
Yes.
I'm between the 62nd Street and the 72nd Street one, and I thought, well, no longer will I have to worry about when I take my bike into the shop, and I get a little sad when I don't have my bike. It's become ritual,
You're right.
and so it'll be nice to rent a bike on those days.
We'll turn left.
Okay.
Yeah, or if you're going to an event downtown or anywhere,
Sure.
if there's bike share nearby, like it's great to not have to worry about your bike being out there,
Right.
and you can just dock it and walk away. Dock and walk. Look at all these people out. I love seeing people out. That's a happy dog.
Morning.
We're gonna squeeze by you if that's okay. Thank you so much.
Morning. The majority of walkers wear earbuds these days.
They
and
sure
you
do,
really
don't
have
they?
to be loud.
Yeah.
How long have you been riding?
I started riding about 2 decades ago.
Wow. Okay.
As primarily transportation. So I kept losing my license
Okay.
by the law,
Sure.
and I needed to get to work, so I started riding, right?
Right.
I then, got my life together and got my license back, and I got a car, but I was like, well, this is amazing. I'm gonna keep riding.
Absolutely.
And so I helped co-found what's now called Bike Walk Nebraska,
Okay.
trying to share the great things of biking, and it's our statewide advocacy group, which does great things. I didn't make a career out of it at that time, but I was still, on the board for that organization, and then found my way to Heartland Bike Share
Okay.
about 6 years ago, and we didn't have any e-bikes. E-bikes were still a pretty new thing,
Right.
and weren't even existing in the bike share really. And then in
Right.
2018, we got our hands on our first bike share bikes
Sure.
that were e-bikes, and from that moment on, I said, this is all we're
it.
buying.
This is it.
This is what we're doing. So we would retire classic bikes as we got new e-bikes, and we're finally able to make that full switch. And it wasn't until the e-bike was available in the bike share system that more people, we saw a significant increase in our number of trips.
Right.
And the e-bike just makes it more accessible to get to where you're going, especially in Omaha, which has hills.
It was a game changer for me. Absolutely. I haven't looked back at my other bike, I ruptured a quadricep tendon,
Yeah.
and the torque was just too much, even after all the physical therapy.
Okay.
And that bike started to help me break up scar tissue, and then
Sure.
the light went off. It's like, well, if I can get an e-bike that'll pull me up Poppleton Street and Pine Street
Yes.
on my way through to the UNO campus and then on to work, I'll be golden, and it's been great.
Yeah. That is a success story of the e-bike right there.
Yeah. You
And look at you
mentioned,
now, you're cruising.
I love the mid-drive. I think my next bike's going to be a mid-drive.
Well, until then, just ride some bike share.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to circle around and go down that hill then?
Sure.
Okay.
You mentioned advocacy groups in Nebraska. Is there some groups that riders should be joining or participating in some way?
Well, you can always find your local bicycle club.
Right.
You know, there's all of those, I believe, are still on the Bike Walk Nebraska website or the Mode Shift Omaha website. Has a list of supporting groups. Those two organizations in itself you can join.
Okay.
And that helps support pedestrians and cycling.
That's a great view.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Ah.
And a great morning. This is glorious weather for bike riding.
This is the peak.
Yep.
I could ride all day. If I didn't have this JOB. Although I will be riding again, so.
That's true.
Let's see. I actually haven't been up here since this
Yeah, we might have to,
use that route back there.
yeah, we might.
Let's do I'm gonna ride around this thing. Jeez. Is this permanent or?
You know, I thought it was a temporary display.
That's what I read, but
Been here for a while.
seems like a lot of work to move it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, last year I had about 200 e-bikes and 200 classic bikes in the
Right.
system. And those 200 e-bikes did 93% of all my trips.
There you go.
So,
It's neat that you can collect that data
yeah.
and make decisions, informed decisions.
Let's see, should we take the grass, you think?
I think we might have to.
All right.
I don't know of another way down there.
Oh, yeah.
I think we just broke the rules, though.
A little off-roading on the bike share.
I'll edit that part out.
I'm okay with it. I don't think, think you're allowed to ride through the park.
Okay. So here we are back at the station, and we're going to dock. What a great time. Any number?
Any number.
Any number. All
I
right.
usually dock in 5 because of George Brett, but but I didn't this time.
All
And
right.
it beeps at you, so like, I'm not sure. We'll look at your phone, but as you can see on mine, see how I have a text message notification
Right.
that came in, and then I also a push notification from the B-Cycle app
Okay.
that says the bike. You know, I was on 23429.
Uh-huh.
Identifiers right there, saying your trip's closed. And now,
Okay.
if I wanted to check out again, I could.
All right. So I have a.
So let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it on.
Oops. It was 16 something. 16493 is back.
Nice.
So I'm.
Returned.
That is fantastic. Thanks a million for your time. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll do you proud.
Okay. Yeah. No. This
Okay.
is. I'm always excited to do this. If you ever have any bike share questions, let me know.
A great heartfelt thank you to Benny Foltz of Heartland Bike Share for coming out and meeting with me today. It was such a great opportunity. I'm so thankful that he was able to take the time to do this with me. I had a great time. You know, at Pedaling Past 60, one of the ideas behind doing this was basically to show people who are 60 plus that there is a level of fitness that you can attain that's greater than dragging yourself to the car to go get groceries. E-cycling is perfect for that. It's a gentle, sustainable, easy way to get some exercise and get your body moving and have fun at the same time. If you've ever been curious about an e-bike, this is the perfect way to do it. Go out and check a bike out for an hour, take it for a spin through Memorial Park or Elmwood Park right there at 62nd and Dodge, UNO's campus, on the weekend that is, and see what it's all about. Thank you for joining me today. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the alerts and share. And if you have any comments or if you have any suggestions about videos, please let me know. If you have questions about e-bikes, please, I welcome any and all comments on my channel. Thanks very much. Good day and good riding.